Welcome back to Narrations, the channel where we bring you full cinematic retellings of timeless classics. If you love movies but don't always have the time to watch, we've got you covered. Today, we step into one of Alfred Hitchcock's greatest thrillers, a stylish, suspenseful masterpiece filled with mistaken identity, espionage, and unforgettable set pieces. This is North by Northwest, 1959. Our story begins in the bustling world of New York City, where advertising executive Roger Thornhill, played with charm and wit by Cary Grant, finds himself caught up in a case of mistaken identity. It all starts innocently enough when Roger signals for a hotel bellboy, just as two mysterious men are looking for someone named George Kaplan. Mistaking Thornhill for Kaplan, they kidnap him and drive him out of the city. He's brought to a lavish estate owned by a suave but menacing man named Philip Van Dam, portrayed by James Mason. Van Dam and his associates insist Thornhill is Kaplan, a government agent working against them. Despite Roger's frantic denials, Van Dam refuses to believe him. His henchman Leonard, played with icy menace by Martin Landau, pours Roger a lethal amount of bourbon and sets him behind the wheel of a car, hoping he'll crash to his death. But Roger is quick-witted. Barely managing to steer, he careens down twisting roads, finally smashing into another car in front of a police station, saving himself in the most accidental way possible. The police, however, find his story ridiculous. They dismiss the notion that he was kidnapped, drunk, and nearly murdered. To clear his name, Roger sets out to find this mysterious Kaplan. His search leads him to the United Nations building, where he confronts a diplomat he believes might help unravel the mystery. But in a shocking twist, Van Dam's men stab the diplomat with a knife, framing Roger for the murder. In one of Hitchcock's most iconic images, Roger flees the UN, his figure shrinking against the massive facade of the building, now a man on the run. Determined to prove his innocence, Roger tracks Kaplan to Chicago, boarding a train to meet him. On board, he encounters the enigmatic Eve Kendall, played by the luminous Eva Marie Saint. Eve appears to be a stranger willing to help, hiding Roger in her compartment and shielding him from the authorities. Sparks fly between them almost immediately, an attraction laced with intrigue. But beneath her charm, Eve hides secrets of her own. Once in Chicago, Roger arranges to meet Kaplan at a remote rural bus stop. But when he arrives, the location is eerily empty, just an open field stretching out to the horizon. Suddenly, a crop-dusting plane swoops down from the sky. In one of cinema's most famous suspense sequences, the plane dives and strafes, chasing Roger across the barren landscape. With nowhere to hide, he narrowly escapes by hurling himself into a cornfield and later forcing the plane to crash into a fuel truck. Bruised but alive, Roger realizes Kaplan is nothing but a decoy, an invented identity created by the government to distract Van Dam and his spies. Seeking answers, Roger sneaks into an auction house where he finds Eve again, now seemingly allied with Van Dam. Heartbroken and enraged, Roger confronts her in front of everyone, exposing himself to the authorities. Thinking quickly, he disrupts the auction, bids absurd amounts, and forces the police to arrest him, ironically his safest option. But instead of jail, he's taken to meet a government official known only as the Professor. It's revealed that Kaplan was never real. He was a phantom agent invented to protect Eve, who is actually working undercover to infiltrate Van Dam's organization. Roger, still smarting from her betrayal, realizes Eve has risked her life and that her coldness was part of her role. The climax builds as Van Dam prepares to leave the country with Eve. Roger, desperate to save her, races to Mount Rushmore, where Van Dam's men hold her captive. In a breathtaking finale, Roger and Eve scramble across the monumental stone faces of America's presidents, clinging to ledges and dodging their pursuers. Leonard tries to kill them, but in a twist of poetic justice, Van Dam's plans collapse as his treachery is revealed. Dangling from the monument, Roger pulls Eve to safety just as government agents arrive to capture Van Dam. Hitchcock, ever the master of transitions, cuts swiftly from their perilous escape on the cliff to Roger and Eve safe in a train compartment. Newly married, tenderly embracing as the train tunnels forward, a cheeky metaphor to end the adventure. And that was North by Northwest, 1959. Hitchcock's stylish blend of romance, suspense, and wit. From the crop duster chase to Mount Rushmore, it remains one of the greatest thrillers ever made. If you enjoyed this retelling, I highly recommend watching the full movie. It's a classic for fans of mystery, espionage, and old Hollywood elegance. Thanks for listening to Narrations. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you know someone who loves suspenseful adventures, recommend this video to them too. Until next time, keep the love for cinema alive.